Do not adjust your screens. How are y'all doing? It's been a minute. It's always been a minute, ain't it? I'm in a better mood than I was yesterday. So I have about 4 videos that are in my arsenal that need to be edited. Again, I don't have a team to help me with this. I reached out to a couple millennials, and for some strange reason, they ain't got time for nothing these days. Somebody help me out with this, okay? So let me just give you all an update on how things have been going because I'm trying to come to you all with a positive vibe, but I've actually been in here crying. I have. No, I'm serious, I have. So what's been having me in such a funk? My blood pressure's up. I ain't got no hair, but I'm losing hair. Hollywood Nate keeps track of those things very well. That ain't the reason why he, shaved my edges, but that is fly though. I like that. But he did explain to me like real quick. He was massaging my scalp and he just very casually was like, "Are you stressed about anything? We on any new medications? Any major changes in the life?" And I was like, "All of the above. Why?" I said, "My hair falling down." And he was like, "Okay, Pooh, listen to me, okay?" I love Nate. But I did have to explain to him that I've had medications that changed. This house has me in a funk. And that's what had me crying. I've never in my life dealt with such an unruly adult. And the reason why it looked real red in here is because I had to put something up to the window. This is the hottest room in the house. And I don't have an air conditioner in here. It's on the back of the house and I don't trust the neighborhood. It is what it is. The house don't come with central air and it don't have any ceiling fans. I've learned being in my uncle's house that a ceiling fan makes all the difference. That's crazy. But it doesn't have any of that. I bought a portable air conditioner. Them things don't work. So let me just give you all a little brief synopsis of what's been transpiring. We in June. Okay, that's trying to take care of a lot of things at one time. We're in June and this woman is still trying to fix on this house. And what I've come to realize is that when I moved in here, I went to go get the water in my name and they explained to me that I shouldn't be living in this house because it was supposed to have an inspection before a tenant moved in. The way that she has gotten around this process is that she's renting to people and she's not saying anything. So it actually looks as if there isn't a tenant at this property, that it's just owned by her and that it's up for inspection. And I hate to say it, but she's getting ready to do this process all over again. I'm turning red based on the sun. That's how much sun is coming through here. But she's getting ready to go through this process all over again because she's still in here doing work in this house and she still don't have permits. So she's gotten upset with me because what she told me, and I get it that the landlord is allowed to come into the property based on repairs, but her request is that she doesn't have time to sit in here with the people that's fixing. And if I have to go to work, then I need to find somebody to sit here with them, or I just have to trust the fact that they in my house fixing something. I ain't never heard of this before. And the way she gave it to me was so nasty. She comes in my house hollering and cussing. I think it's a difference between hood and ghetto. And I'm going to give it to you real because this lady needs to be dipped in the waters of Lake Minnetonka at this point. And I'm so serious. It humbled Apollonia, and I would like to think that it will humble her at some point. There's a difference between ghetto and hood. I'm not gonna lie, I have a whole lot of hood moments, and let me tell you why I have a whole lot of hood moments. I was born and raised in Chicago Heights, and the area itself is predominantly black. I've dated a lot of D-boys. I come from a family who we've all been born and raised between Chicago Heights and East Heights. To some of you that's new school, it's Four Heights. My family was there, it was East Heights. And so I think that your culture is kind of shaped around the family you come from and the environment you're raised in. And so to me, because I do have some hood tendencies, I am that person that I feel like you got to back into a parking spot because I need to be able to pull out if something jump off. I ain't got time to be trying to back up and see who behind me. I am that person that's constantly looking to see who this is parked on the block because I don't know how this is getting ready to jump off. Those to me are kind of hood tendencies. You know how this can go wrong in the hood. Therefore, you know what it is you're supposed to be looking out for. I got a little bit of a clap back if it don't seem like you're approaching me correctly. I think that it's ghetto when you can come into other people's houses hollering and cussing and it's not your house and they got kids in there. I think it's ghetto that you got people on speakerphone that you hollering and cussing at in someone's house. I just don't think you should be hollering and cussing in nobody's house, period. That's disrespectful, in my opinion. When you just outright inconsiderate and it's your way or no way, even though you dead wrong because you just ain't even trying to exercise any bit of common sense, I think that's ghetto and ignorant at that point. I think that it's an increased level of ignorance when you being ghetto. I think it's ghetto when you just don't know how to act in public, even when you're in a nice environment where it's actually quiet and you the loudest person there. I think it's ghetto to be on the metro train on the speakerphone cussing your kids out while you got half the train reading a book. That's ghetto to me. I'm dealing with ghetto. Now, I've had quite a few people say, well, you shouldn't be renting no way. I think I gave this to y'all in another video. I bought my first house at 30. I've run into a whole lot of instances. This is the whole point of me doing these videos. I cannot make up the stuff I done been through in this lifetime. I cannot make up the stuff that the people that I've encountered in this lifetime. And I've come to understand that there are certain situations that you're going to come into that you cannot control. You can't control people, and sometimes you can't control the outcome to which a person actually touches your situation. And I know this because I've been in court. I can't avoid court. When somebody takes you to court, it is what it is. These baby daddies, I finna call them, they took me to court in order to avoid child support. And I hate to say it, but that system in itself is broken as well. Like I told you all in another video, I'm going to family court and you don't even have to show an ID. I done had a whole person show up as me and volunteer and actually agree to $75 a month versus $920 a month. That's ghetto. But that is how family court is ran in the city of Chicago. I never understood how it is that you allow someone to come to court and you don't check their ID. I think that's stupid. I know people who've done time for other people because nobody checked the ID. Like, I just think that that's dumb. But anyway, because we run into so many of instances that we don't have any control over, they tend to somehow weigh on things that you go through in the future. And a lot of the things that I've gone through as far as men, relationships, jobs, church issues, family issues, a lot of it tends to travel with me as I try to press forward. I've been trying to press forward. Nobody ever stops and wonders how it is that I've gotten to this point that I'm actually renting from this lady, because there is a story behind all of this. And truth be told, if you follow in the videos, you know that there's a number of videos that have dead in the title. If you look at the titles of the videos on YouTube, those are the ones that actually lead up to me actually renting from this slumlord. Yes, I did say slumlord. I think that's somebody that takes your rent and then they do what they want to do with the property. They don't show up when there's work being done. They talk to you any kind of way. That to me is a slumlord. She's never here for any of this work that's being done. And then she want to yell at these people in my house and curse at these people in my house. It's ignorant. It's flat out ignorant. How she keeps getting away with doing the stuff she's doing is beyond me. But I went to the village and I told them I'm tired. This is ridiculous. I'm tired of it, and I don't want to keep going through it. So she's ignorant. She didn't surpass ghetto at this point because she's upset. I'm sure they didn't hit her with fines and everything else, but at this point, this woman is still doing this work without these permits. So I'm getting ready to email the mayor. That's how fed up I am with this. Something has to give. I shouldn't be treated this way as a tenant. That's just how I feel about this at this point. But I also understand that there are certain things that I'm going to have to do as far as my situation go to try to hurry up and better this. How I can hurry up and better this is beyond me. I'm doing everything. I didn't pack this house up because I'm sitting here like, God, you supposed to move me. Just this has to, something has to give. I've got a few people that are trying to help and assisting me and getting me relocated. But I'm still here dealing with this. Therefore, I think it's time for me to go higher and talk to somebody else about how things are being handled over here. I think it's a shame that my day has to constantly be interrupted by her and her shenanigans. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. She basically did some type of work order. I don't even know if I understand it's legal, but to tell me for the next 4 days at 8 hours a day, someone will be in your house working, but you won't be here with that person. That then says that I have to be here. These people started work yesterday. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You basically telling me you're not going to be here with these people. So I have to sit in my own house with these people to ensure, because I don't know them and she don't know them. And these days, how do you just trust people in your house? Like, this is, to me, this is ridiculous. I'm a whole woman. How you just think that this is okay is beyond me. I actually think that somewhere mentally you've skipped over something, because there's no way that someone can think, there's no way a woman can think that this is okay to allow this to happen to another woman. Because if something were to happen to me by one of these men that are coming in and out of my house, then what? I don't think she's thinking that far into this, and she don't want to. The minute I bring up some of these legitimate reasons why I'm uncomfortable with something, she starts yelling and cursing. Now, I know who I am. I know where I come from. And a lot of people look at it like, I'd have slapped her. I'd have cussed her out. Here's the thing. She's so ghetto that if I cuss her out the way she's cussing at me, we're fighting. That's a fight. I'm sorry. I already know by her demeanor and her mouth, that's a fight. I know it's a fight. And at the end of the day, I'm trying my best to handle this, because my 7-year-old is always here when she comes doing this. I'm trying my best to be humble. I'm trying my best to be a child of God. But the neighbors over here are a little bit more pissed off than I am right now that she's doing this. And so I'm gonna email the mayor. But I also think that they are getting ready to exercise some of their own rights with people that they know regarding the lady that lives down the street and across the street from them. So it used to take a village, and sometimes I don't think that just applies for raising kids. I think that sometimes as neighbors we need to stick together, just to make sure that everybody's being treated fairly. I don't own this house, but the people around here who I speak to own their homes. And at the end of the day, they know who they want for neighbors. They don't want just anybody coming on their block, especially when it's a quiet block. And I completely understand that. They don't want to see me go, but I'm not finna keep dealing with this. So that's the update on the house. That's how, that's what I've been dealing with. I'm trying to get over this. I told y'all before, this transition is thick, baby. I'm going to have to get out this house, and, there's a career change that's looming as well. We're going to see how that work out. It's probably the best thing I probably got going for me right now. So we're going to stay hopeful. We're going to stay prayed up. And we're going to hope and pray that God makes this transition a little bit better for me. All right? So I need y'all to be praying for me. You pray for her as well. You're supposed to pray for your enemies. She made herself an enemy with that behavior. It don't mean I don't pray for her. I pray every day that God pierce her heart, that God turn her life around, that God whisper a rhema word in her ear to help her to understand that she cannot continuously treat people like that. And it's not just me. She talks to her kids that way. She talks to her now ex-boyfriend that way. She talks to the people that come here to work that way. She'll come in here in a heartbeat and cut their pay in half and say, that's not what I told you to do. You did it wrong. I'm not paying for this. She does that all the time. These are handyman. These are not contracted workers, which is why I have such a big issue with this. So I want you all to pray for me and my transition, and I want you all to pray for that landlord. I love you all. I will see you next video.